Good day, everybody. Welcome to the sound test room. Let me get on my stream because I really can't see because the camera's like right near the ceiling. It's about as high as I can get it. So let's see. Who's here? Hello, Mitch, Andrew, Dean, Grant. Today we are taking a look at the ridiculously epic MatrixBrute. Doing a very, very cool theremin sound. I'm gonna basically explain how the whole thing works as well. Oh, sugar. Right, my cables here, hang on. I've got some extra reverb applied there. I'll take that off. So we'll go through all the mod matrix stuff, the incredibly cool stuff, the architecture of the synth. It's 3 oscillators, 2 complex oscillators, VCO1, VCO2. And VCO3, which is a simpler oscillator with 4 waveforms, source, square, triangle, and sine. But the third oscillator can also act as a third LFO as well. So, yeah, that's that. You have two LFOs that can be active all the time. You can assign everything to everything. Has the mixer section here for your VCO1, VCO2. You have 2 filters. You have a Steiner-Parker filter and you have a ladder filter, and you can control the cutoff independently or both with this knob here. The value will be represented there. You can store up to 256 presets at any one time on the MatrixBrute, but you can then use the software, the MIDI control center, to swap out like one complete blob of presets is called a project, and you can hold as many projects as you want on the MIDI control center. Let me just adjust that because it'll do my OCD in. Right. So yeah. So we can select preset. Saving a preset is easy. If I'd made any adjustments to that, you just hit save, hit the preset number, and it will flash, and then you hit it, and it's done. So let's go to preset 1 here. Now this is a sequence. Let me just turn one of these lights out. Maybe you can see the sequences better. That's actually a sequence I used on the new Doug and Colin album, which is thinking tomorrow. The new Doug and Colin album is premiering tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. So you can switch the sequencer off at any time and just... It has just an incredibly cool audio modulation section. So you can modulate VCO1 with VCO2, or then you can cross-modulate VCO1 with VCO3, or VCO3 with VCO2, or VCF1 with VCO3, or VCO3 with VCF2. Yeah, I'll go through the actual how it works, right? So you've got VCF1, which is a Steiner-Parker filter, which is the basic filter, the filter that's in the MicroBrute, the MiniBrute, the MiniBrute 2. It has brute factor. Let me get onto a sound. Oh, well, you'll hear it. Yeah, I'll do it in a minute on a we'll just do a blank patch. Has the brute factor, envelope amount, obviously, and then you have your cut off, your resonance, and then you have the volume out, the Steiner out, volume of the filter out. Envelope 1 is hardwired initially to the VCF, so to the filters. Okay. Envelope 2 is your envelope generator, your VCA, your voltage controlled amplifier, which is your basic attack, decay, sustain and release for the sound. Envelope 3 isn't initially routed anywhere at all, so you can route that anywhere you want with the modulation matrix. So you can get it to control anything you want. And then also on the ladder filter, the ladder filter is, both filters have 24 dB and 12 dB slopes. You can route the oscillators either parallel or in serial. Okay, so parallel's really nice. This sound is a serial sound that's going to be playing now. And then on the filter section, so if we switch them off, you won't hear anything at all. So we'll switch them back on. This is a sequence that I programmed earlier. It was based on another sequence from a patch from the internet, which is initially playing the tangram sound. But I changed out the sequencer and added modulation. Yes, Joe, I'll show it all, mate, all. The sequencer, if I hit play, now the sequencer will play in the key that I programmed it in, but if I hold another key whilst it's playing, it will change key, so... If I let go of the key, and it's playing, it will automatically go back to the thing. But if I turn on the play section here, if I turn on key hold, I can play the sequence in its original key. Hit play, hold, and then change key. Take the key hold off and it'll revert to the original sequence. We have swing, gate, and And then we have resolution. Then we can shuffle the sequence as well. This is the V2 update, so we can shuffle the sequences around by holding tap and then either step forward or backwards, which can give you a different flavor straight off. You can modulate in the modulation section here. This one here is, this lane here is sequence modulation, and you'll see that I have it engaged to actually the Steiner cutoff, but I could also engage it to anything else. Well, you have 12 fixed destinations. Then with version 2, you have another, what's this, 4, 8, 12, 16. So 16 routable destinations as well. So you can route everything everywhere. It's just insanely cool. So let's go back to presets. Here, and a few more of these in crazy sounds. This is nice. The macro knob controls. If you're in modulation mode, M1, M2, M3 and M4, or expression pedal 1 and expression pedal 2. You can route these. So each one of these macro knobs can control up to, was it 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28 parameters per knob movement, and there's 4 of those. One key press, you know what I mean? It's insane what you can do. Absolutely nuts. So this is a dual split. Also, so it has monophonic, paraphonic, and duo split. Duo split, how this works, right, is the top half of the keyboard, wherever you decide to split the keyboard, and you split the keyboard by holding mode and then choosing the split point, if you like. Bottom part of the keyboard is now routed to LFO 3. Top part of the keyboard is VCO 1 and VCO 2. Like when you take VCO, yeah. So now we've got 2 independent sounds. And then what happens is, where I said that in normal operating mode, envelope 3 isn't routed anywhere, unless you've got it routed somewhere, of course, here. But as you can see, that there's no envelope routings anywhere on the modulation matrix at all, because there's envelope 1, 2, and 3 there. Envelope 1 is now controlling, well, VCO 3 is now going through envelope 1, and it's also going through the ladder filter. So... and So now we've got. What's also cool is that when you're in duo split mode, the sequencer or the arpeggiator, you've got to both 64-step sequencer and arpeggiator, controls the bass end. So I don't know if there's anything programmed into this at all, but let's have a look, shall we? It's completely blank. So let's program a sequence. So let's program a sequence in here. Let's do it in step sequencer mode because it does not have a metronome. But let's just run some sequences. So I'll go like... Okay, so 64-step sequence, like that. So So it's super easy, and if to clear a sequence, you just hit panel in sequence, and it'll wipe that sequence out. The arpeggiator, well, is an arpeggiator. We can just have it play. Let's see. I'm going to say it will, of course, work only with the. It's represented here, so 4 notes. Okay, so that's like kind of duo split mode. Let's see what we've got here. Here's another duo split sound. Let's see. Oh yeah, you can do some very, very cool stuff with the mod matrix. I mean, it really is. Probably, I mean, considering really it's a mono synth. Oh, this is a good one for to show you the analog effects. The analog effects of bucket brigade delay. It's got a stereo delay, but it's true analog. We can sync it to the tempo. Stereo delay, mono delay, chorus, a flange, and a reverb. They're all basically variations on this analog delay. Okay, so they're not like, if I want to add reverb, I'd add it from the mixer or the iPad if it was plugged into the iPad. But, you know, but this, so you have dry, wet, and this is the chorus sound. So if we go back to the top, stereo delay, you won't hear stereo because this is a mono feed, but you know, this is the speed. What's nice is you can modulate the speed. You can modulate anything that's got a knob. I've got a knob, great, can you modulate me? Anything that's got a knob on here or a control, you can modulate it. You can like assign it as a destination source for one of these modulation sources. So creamy. So let's see what I mean. Let's modulate this delay time with one of the LFOs. Let's modulate it with LFO2. Doesn't seem to be doing a great deal. Let's go into the modulation matrix. And I shall go to page 2 so I can assign a fresh one if there's none there. So I'm going to choose this one. And I'm going to have this as the delay time. So hold the button for this and then move delay time and you'll see this will flash. And now I've got number 17, which is this, page 2, number 1, as the destination for whatever I want to modulate it with. So we'll go with LFO2, which is here. Joining our matrix, and now we need to give it an amount. So let's give it a lot of first, a plus, big plus amount, and I'll start my delay here. Give this quite a big plus. We could go minus. So now we've modulated. Let's give it some more release. Now we've modulated the delay time with LFO2. We can sync that to the bit tempo. And if we go nuts and play with some of the audio modulation, which you can also use as a modulation destination, anything. Okay, so I don't want to save that as a preset. Let's have a listen to someone else. That's pretty standard. Nice lead. We can set our bend range here. I like about 2 semitones. Now, the wheel, at the moment, you can choose this to be, it has aftertouch as well. You can modulate anything with aftertouch. Aftertouch is a source, so you can send it pretty much any way you like. Like, for instance, a good example. Let's go to our modulation matrix. Where's that routed to? Aftertouch is routed to VCO1 pitch. Yep, totally paraphonic. Awesome stuff. I'll get to paraphonic in a sec. Let's see what's on this. What's this? Right, here's a paraphonic sound. Not a good example, really. As a VCO sync as well here. I installed a load of special effects and then tweaked them for the album, but there's a good bass on. I've changed all the presets out. I've still got them stored on the control center though. It's a duophonic. So is a paraphonic sound. That's how paraphony works. It's a little bit weird, but normally paraphonic is not like polyphonic. It's just that it's playing the oscillators separately, but they both share the same amp and filter. However, because the MatrixBrute has got 2 filters, it means that you can send one of the oscillators or 2 of the oscillators or whichever combination of whatever you want through either or filter and create something very different. So for instance, with sounds like this, they're both sharing the same filters, but if we how are we going here? Right. Well, it is 3 voice, but it's paraphonic. It's not a true polysynth, if you know what I mean. It's different. Easiest way to see paraphonic. It's one of my patches from earlier. Let's take a blank patch. A blank patch, there's several ways to do it. You can hold panel, preset, and it'll give you a blank. You're not overwriting anything until you've saved it, sort of thing. So at the moment, if we try and set this to the state of true panel reflection, shall we? So we've got a square wave. Sawtooth wave. And let's just set all these the same. And at the moment, all these will be like this. You'll see the only filter VCO1 is passing through. Let's turn all this down. It's very quick to set it up, actually, to what it, you know, how a default preset, sorry, will be reflected on here. Pretty quick. It's pretty quick. So nothing is going to be going. There's no modulation. There's no sequence. The preset is well, it's not even a what's it now because I've turned these down. So we're going to carry on making additional adjustments. We can leave the tunings all the same, etc., etc. Nothing at all. So unless I then. So here's the mix. Here's how you get an idea. At the moment, VCO1 is passing through the Steiner. Like this. We can actually... And that would be like that. And that would be like this. And the envelope amount would be like this. This would be like this. This would be like this. This would be like that. That. Envelope amount would be... And the ladder out would be, well, whatever you want it to be. But... So Steiner out, mixer, brute factor, drive, resonance, an envelope amount. Now, like I said, the envelope initially is routed to this. The filter is routed to this envelope VCS filter. So if we give it some, we'll give it some amount to play with, and we'll knock this down. You can take the velocity down. So now we've got, like, this is how it works. However, we've only got, this is only one oscillator, and it's only the sawtooth wave passing through the Steiner filter. So let's just do this. Let's give that none. So the second VCO, let's also run that through the Steiner just for the purposes of paraphonic demonstration. So this is VCO2, and it's basic. It's kind of initialized state. But let's have this one, for instance, be a square wave. So am I going through VCO? Let's turn VCO1 down. So, but let's have this as a square. So this is VCO2 now. Still going through the Steiner. I want to demonstrate the paraphonic thing. Okay, so, and then VCO3, which is not going anywhere at the moment, so put that through the Steiner as well. So let's have that as a triangle wave. Okay, so So now we can blend all three together. Okay, so paraphonic now will let us play each of these. So this first key press, second key press, third key press. And that's basically how paraphonic works. And then you can balance between the two, pass them through either or filter or a mixture of. We could play with the actual VCA. Now, default preset as well routes the modulation wheel to the matrix. We can bypass that, or we can go into the matrix and route the mod wheel anywhere we like, of course. So say, for instance, where is my modulation wheel? Mod wheel here to VCO1 pitch. Pitches are always useful, so VCO1 pitch. And where is it now? My pitch for VCO1, I have to give it an amount. So we'll give it quite a lot. But we don't need to give it that much, obviously. If we give it very little, we get very analog-y kind of thing going on. There'll be a very slight drift there. It's hard to hear. But of course, if you set all these the same, you're going to get similar sound. So don't forget at this point as well that now you can modulate stuff. You can add some effects. So let's add some delay. Let's add some mono delay. Got a really nice and it gives a really nice, interesting poly sound, which is different than polyphonic, but not like it's more interesting in some ways, you know. So I don't think the hat would hold it, Stephen. Very nice. So that's kind of like how your paraphonic works and the architecture of how it passes through everything. We can listen to a few more patches, I guess, as well. This is another duo split one. Not sure if I've got my sustain pedal plugged in. I think I had. I thought I had actually. But anyway. Need to adjust the polarity. Pedal polarities, man. God, why can't that just be a standard, you know? But you can do the same effect with keyhole. See, if I press the sustain pedal now, we get a... I know you're not going to be able to see this in do you get to keep this one, Doug? Yes, I get to keep this one. I get to keep most things. Some stuff has to go. I'll show you the back. If you can see a lot of it, there's a lot of connections and things that you can do, and that basically just after the MIDI here is the USB MIDI. That's my sustain, but you've got all this CV in out. You've got also the what's it, the audio in as well. They've pretty much actually thought of almost everything, I think. Am I everything out, is it? It's so heavy though, I tell you. It's so meaty. It's got that beautiful, I leave it on as well for about 20 minutes, but you can't to warm up because it's analog. But there are some shortcuts you can do. If you hold panel and hit keyboard track here, it will go into tune mode for a couple of seconds. The colder it is, the longer it will take, but it's pretty warm now, so. Also got this new thing in the update is if you hold both of the wave selectors on either of the LFOs, you got custom LFOs now, so you can draw your own custom LFOs in. And I'm not sure if the red is smooth and the blue is stepped. So you can build your own custom LFO shapes, which is pretty neat. No, it's not going through any effects. It's just going through its own, that's it, its own thing. Might be going through some of its own effects. It's not now. There is onboard effects. There they are. But they're totally 100% analog. You've also got 4 different types of noise. You've got white, pink, red, and blue. So white noise. Let's get in a blank preset and I'll give you a quick blast of the noise. Putting through both actually. So there's white noise, pink, red, and then the blue kind of takes out all the bass end. So where are we? Let's see. Oh, here's a good example of noise. And it's nice as well because at any time we can go and see what's doing what in the modulation matrix. So let's see. Macro 1 is, what is macro 1 controlling? I'll be on page 1. So macro 1 is controlling the ladder resonance, so this, and also the, oh, it's controlling the ladder resonance twice. Interesting. At different rates, I would have thought. Different amounts in there. In the mod matrix. So plus 35 on that and minus 48 on the other version. It's a very it's quite an easy synthesizer to play. It's easy to play, but it's an easy synthesizer to program. Even for someone like me who's not really I can understand how this works, you know, because there's nothing I don't have to dive in. I can see what's going where and what, and you know. So it's quite nice. Guys, 49 minutes, gone on long enough. Right, so don't forget tomorrow night I'll be obviously doing more of these. So it's very cool. Just I've got 256 patches in here that I just played. See, that's a beautifully I'm gonna route the wheel to LFO1's vibrato. And have it on a sine. And then apply some external reverb. Very nice indeed. Get a real lo-fi vibe going. It's a mono. It has stereo outputs because the effects are stereo. So yeah, but you can't pan or spread the oscillators and stuff like that. Anyway, guys, bless you all for joining me this evening to look at the Arturia MatrixBrute. But first, look. Don't forget, tomorrow night's live stream is the new album from Doug and Colin, The Mechanical Girl AI. So that should be good fun. Yeah, brilliant. I'll give you all a sec while I just start to shut all this down. And thank you for joining me, everybody. And I will see you all tomorrow. Oh yeah, I must admit, sorry, Chris. It streams in mono. It's an iOS thing. I can't. It's a pain. Anyway, never mind. Don't worry. See you later.